Welcome back to Real Geek Media. It is Thursday, April 30th, 2026. I am Hayden Stoll. He is author Christopher Michael Blake. We are back with another movie review, and this week we are talking about The French Connection. The French Connection, 1971, William Friedkin directed film. I don't know if you are familiar with William Friedkin's filmography, or if you're a fan.
Break it down for me, Hayden.
All right. I will break it down for you. Okay. He directed this 1971. His follow-up film was The Exorcist.
Yep.
1977, Sorcerer, which I've never seen, but I want to see.
Maybe we'll put that on our list for next year. I know it doesn't have anything to do with sorcery.
Yes. And one that I definitely want to put on our list is To Live and Die in L.A.
One of my favorites.
Yes.
I love William Peterson in that movie. Yes.
Yes. And, on and so on and so forth, right? But there's some interesting things here. Horror, thriller, cops, robbers, all that. It's kind of a very varied filmography. But I'm a fan. I like William Friedkin movies. So let's get into this. When was the last time you watched this, or was this your first time?
I probably watched this when I was 16 or 17 years old, before I went to college for sure.
Yeah.
And my opinion on this film has changed. But first, okay. I have a question for you, Hayden.
Yeah.
Have you ever picked your feet in Poughkeepsie?
Oh my God.
Now that's like a tongue twister, right? It's saying that, I feel like it's one of those acting sentences that people use to untie their tongue.
Yeah.
Before they get ready to take the stage. Have you ever picked your feet in Poughkeepsie? Have you ever picked your feet? It's kind of like the 20 dwarves taking turns doing handstands that Beatty says, right?
Right.
It's the same kind of thing. Because they keep repeating this too.
Yes.
It doesn't get any funnier. It doesn't make any more sense. It's like one of those lines. It's like, why are you even?
Yeah, because they say it, and it's like the cool thing to say. That's kind of how it's delivered. Like, hey, you pick your feet in Poughkeepsie. I'm like, what?
Right.
Very odd, but must be like an inside joke, or I don't know. Maybe back 1971, that was like, whoa. Oh, did you hear what he just said?
Somebody running around imitating this movie. It's kind of like, you ever pick your feet in Poughkeepsie? Did you ever pick your feet in Poughkeepsie? That being said, in the 30 plus years that I had not seen this film, I know it won 5 Academy Awards. This film would never see the light of day with Hollywood today. It is just so terrible in terms of how it portrays the police. I mean, look, the film starts off and they're harassing the black tavern goers.
Listen, this is
and they're locking them in the phone booth, Hayden. Go to jail. Go to jail, Hayden. Hayden, go to jail. And jail is the phone booth, right? Do not come out of jail. And then when the guy runs and they catch him, they do the Randy Macho Man, and they're dropping the elbow on him, and they're kicking him when he's down. And I'm thinking, there's a cell phone around. Where's internal affairs at? Nobody's around to see any of this. Nobody. But the most egregious, and I'm jumping the gun here, Hayden, but it's pretty egregious. Let's face it, the wiretap doesn't live up to any expectation for what the threshold for gathering evidence is at this point. We'll get into that. But the most egregious is when you can shoot an unarmed man in the back. And you're right back on the job the next day. No problem. No questions asked. Hey, don't worry about it.
Mind you, he was a mass sniper who had already killed an innocent woman.
Let me ask you a question about that.
I don't think anybody's going to...
Did you see him shoot her?
I don't think anybody's going to think twice about...
Nobody saw him. You saw him was running through the park, right? Any attorney,
you're applying.
Saul's going to tear him apart on the witness stand.
You're applying modern day reality to a 55-year-old movie. This is not 1971 anymore. Agreed. But
who's giving themselves up.
Back in 1971, I'm sure this is
you shot 10 people that are giving up, but I'm going to shoot you in the back.
Listen, you can't tell me that scene is the best scene in the film.
It's not the best scene. I'm just saying
it's the best scene in the film.
It's the most egregious.
But again, you think anybody's thinking twice or going to be like, oh man, we're going to sue Popeye's Oil for all he's got. He shot that sniper that killed an innocent woman in the back. Listen, all bets are off at this point.
Did he do it? We don't. I mean, was there? Did you wait for the fingerprint analysis to come back before we put him back on desk duty?
What's he running for? What's he running for?
There's a shooter up on the subway.
There's
a shooter up on the subway.
He saw him
up there
fleeing the scene after he found the gun and the bullets.
Is it possible there's another shooter up there?
Come on.
Is it possible?
We're not
applying
modern day policing to 1971. It doesn't work, right?
It doesn't have to be modern day. It could just be like this is the standard, like we just don't go around shooting people in the back.
We can't apply that to this, right? Like this is
Professor Reiser at when you need him.
So their tactics right off the bat, like you had mentioned, they go into the bar, they shake down all these guys, right? Okay, 1971. I'm sure this is more in play for how policing occurred back then, right?
And why it changed.
Things like that. Okay, so we are introduced to Popeye Doyle and his partner, Buddy.
Right.
Played by Roy Scheider, played as excellent as a sidekick character can be. I thought he's great in this movie.
Him and Popeye are both pretty good in this film. Look, even the guy who plays the French narco guy, he's pretty good too.
It's listen, I mean, if you're gonna remake this film, it would be terrible if you remade this film because everything, we got to put the modern touch on it. It doesn't work. Because the way they obtain like the evidence or to obtain like this wiretap is like they just happen to be at a bar and they see that guy ain't right. You know what I mean? That guy ain't right. We took 2 weeks to follow him.
He's spending too much money that he can't afford, and he's hanging out with known criminals. Now that's the preface of where we're getting our.
Now, what the scene shows is, okay, he's got an eye for things that look out of place, right? He has that he sees past certain things and he's got that eye that a good cop needs to have that eye. A good detective needs to have that, right? So he sees this guy, money's getting thrown around. There's, old women at the table with them. They're like living life large and everything. And he's something stinks here. Something stinks. This isn't right. Hey, buddy, let's go follow this guy. Right. So yeah, if you were to apply modern day, that doesn't work. Right. This is 1971. Maybe. Okay. I have a hunch. I'm going to kind of keep an eye on this. Right. Who is the oversight? There probably isn't oversight over this. Right. So they take it back to the captain and they end up getting like a wiretap.
Can I interject here for one
Absolutely. Go.
I am so old now. I'm watching this couple who are at this dinner at this club while they're talking about the moon landing, singing about the moon landing, right?
Right.
Because they are. That's what they're. I mean,
that's what they're thinking about. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And I'm like, okay, they got off of work probably at 8 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock at night, and they show up at this club and they're watching this guy all night long hang out with his wife and these criminals. And then without taking a break to go home and get any sleep, they go right from the nightclub to go work all day long in their little mom and pop store. And I'm just like, man, when do you sleep? I mean, look, how you manning a grill and your wife is serving all these and busting all these tables and you're running a criminal organization on the side while partying all night. I'm just like, man, these guys deserve that money if you're running those kind of hours. No offense. If you were running if you're open like 7-Eleven like that, you deserve whatever kind of money you're making at this point. Look, 9 o'clock at night, forget about it. I'm in the recliner. I'm out.
Sure. I get it. But, they said, but I guess even before we get to this part of the plot, the movie opens in France.
Marseille. So, yeah.
We open in France, and we are introduced to Frog One and Nikolai, the hitman, as, I guess I'm assuming, was that a detective that you think was following them, or
some kind of law enforcement? Yes.
Yeah. So he's tailing these two, just watching them, and then all right, that's done. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna walk home. I'm gonna pick up some baked bread on the way home, and as he gets to his door, there's Nikolai, and we immediately get the shot in the face. And you get the ketchup-looking bright orange blood.
Same special effect they used in Live and Let Die. Right?
Yes. It was when I watched this again. I immediately thought of that scene.
Yes.
I was like, and then I looked at William Friedkin's. I was like, yep, yeah, he directed that too, right? So we're shown right off the bat. These guys mean business. They don't play around. They are lethal if they're pushed to that point. And we find out that there's a drug. I guess they're smuggling the drugs by ship across the Atlantic to New York. And this is where our detectives meet, or they start eyeing up Sal Boca. And he is the front man in New York that will be handling the transaction to sell this to the what was the business guy, Weintraub, Weiss, whatever.
Yeah.
So it gets a little muddled there. Now, this is all based on a true story, right? It's based off the novel, which is, based off the true event. And I guess the captain is actually the character that Popeye Doyle was based off of.
Really?
The actor that was playing the captain. So he was actually the real Popeye Doyle. And they cast him, I guess, as the captain. But we start to see, and I know it's hard to kind of process, or not process, but to kind of lay side by side, right? We're so used to crime movies and shows and things that really very, very intricate, detailed now in storytelling, that it seems I get that sentiment. I do. But at that time, this movie, I can't, I saw this, I was probably 12 years old when I first saw this movie. And I thought it was cool. Oh, wow, this is a pretty cool movie. Because I don't think I've ever seen anything at that point in my life where I was serious cops. I was interested in adventure and science fiction and all that. So this is a serious cop, detective, thriller. And I was hooked. I thought it was pretty cool. Right. So yeah, it looking at it now, it does leave something to be desired as far as the accumulation of real evidence against these people. 100%. It doesn't really jive now. Back then, this was oh man, they're really going all out. They're spending all hours of their day off duty, watching these guys, trying to kind of get an angle on what they're doing. A big chunk of that first half of the movie is us kind of watching all of their efforts, or a summation of their efforts to try and, pinpoint and catch Sal Boca in up to no good.
I have to say that the most interesting thing about this movie for me isn't the main chase scene. It's not the procedurals. It's not even how they ran the drugs and all that stuff. It's how these guys were tailing the criminals. The scene in the subway where Popeye Doyle and the old French guy is baiting him.
Yes.
He walks over to the trash can. Doyle gets off. The old guy gets back on. Doyle runs back onto the train real quick. And then right when the door's shut, he shoves his cane out and then walks right back out. because he knows he's been made at that point, and he's probably been made for a while, you know, and all his friends have been made, and they got to take the meeting in D.C. to, of course, they were tailed there too.
Mm-hmm.
That for me is the way that they were switching placements was so well done.
Yeah.
For me, that's where the genius of this movie does come in.
I do like the scenes. The thing that gets me the most is like right off the bat, I guess not right off the bat, the scene where the shakedown where they chase the guy that skips the bar, right? He goes running and they chase him. I like William Friedkin has like just because there's an excellent foot chase in To Live and Die in LA too. And he does really good chase sequences. Like there's not much to it, but you feel like you're in it with them. Like you're running, you know, just chasing. You hear him huffing and puffing. You know, the guy trips. You know, that's real, right? You're trying to get away as fast as you can. Listen, your mind's going faster than your body. You stumble, right? So like you get that early on. You get the scene where they're tailing and they're trading off, which, you know, they realize that, you know, he's kind of eyeing me up, and then here comes Roy Scheider's, you know, right behind him to follow him now. It's a cool scene. That is a cool scene, the way they did it. And to top it off with what you described on the subway, which was like really good.
That was really a great scene. That's a memorable scene.
Yeah.
That's a memorable scene.
Yeah. Agreed. You know, I think this movie is probably most known for the chase scene, though. Which
here we go again with the most egregious chase.
But here we go. Like,
stop your car! Stop! I mean, how many times have we seen this parodied in movies over years after this was done?
Right, you're 100% right. But put yourself in that bubble of just like of this movie existing for this movie, right? Not held up against, you know, Heat, you know, or something like just the French Connection, right? That whole sequence where the sniper, like it takes you by surprise that he's sniping, right? Like that comes out of left field.
He's just a terrible shot that he couldn't wait for the guy to round the corner. He had to take the shot with the lady. And how many people were pushing babies in his neighborhood in New York at this time of day? Because you got another one jumping out in front of a car later on. I'm just like, which again has been parodied hundreds of times. But again, Mike, back to the question, which you didn't answer.
Sure.
You see somebody running after a shooting, and he must have done it. Yeah, well, yeah, he's running. There's somebody shooting guns. You have no evidence that he was the one who actually did it.
So you think he should just be like, no, I see this guy that is fleeing, looking back over his shoulder up at the thing. You think he should just let that guy go? Like,
I'm not saying he should let him go. I'm saying there's not enough evidence if he was caught and held as a suspect to prove that he had done it. And that any JV attorney would have been able to get him out in 5 minutes.
Well, let's look at it this way: is that this is not like an actual documentary. This is a film, and there is liberties taken with the story where they can put an action sequence in here that doesn't need to follow rule of law to a T.
Now, let me ask you a question. The hitman was told, don't touch him, right? They're on the plane going back. He goes, do you want me to handle this? I can handle it and take care of this. And the guy goes, we're too close. Don't.
Right. But then the hitman, or he says, one of them says something after that, though. Right.
But I could have sworn it was just a head shake. And he was just like,
yeah.
You know, because he makes the implication, you want me to take care of this and get rid of this guy? And he's like, no. He kind of went on his own to go do this, looks like, at that point.
And you get to, you know, he gets on the train, right? Nikolai gets on the train, which is above the street. And Gene Hackman now has to commandeer a vehicle. Like you said, we've seen it a million times, but this is, you know, first couple people blow past him, and he finally gets the last one. And then we're off. He's following. He's chasing the train, and we get a in my opinion, a very, very, very cool chase scene. This is 1971. Okay. You have the camera mounted on the front bumper of the car and, just swerving in and out, back and forth. He's crashing into sides of vehicles. He's crashing into the wall. But the whole urgency of it is conveyed. He's got to get to the next stop. He's got to get there because he can intercept the guy. And if we've been with this character since the start of the film. We know he's tireless in his investigation here to get the bad guys. Even if they say all along, you keep bringing in crappy collars and you bring us nothing. This is the big case, right? He is a fanatic about getting these guys. So at all costs, he's speeding away. And I really cannot stress enough how this chase scene, you look at other chase scenes, and the one that always comes to mind when I watch this is the one from Ronin, where they have the chase scene and it's a front, the low bumper mounted camera. It's similar. And I feel like it just is such an homage to this movie where you have that swerving in and out, and you feel the speed because the camera is so low to the ground. You feel how the speed and how fast he's trying to pursue this train.
I was thinking Bullet, actually.
Well, Bullet too. I don't know. I mean, Bullet's iconic for its own. That chasing is tremendous too. The train blows through the next stop. He's got to get back into the car and chase it down, and eventually the emergency brake catches at the next stop, and everybody's kind of knocked over.
The conductor has a heart attack, basically.
Yeah, conductor has a heart attack. He shot a couple people on this, the police officer and another train staff member. And then we get the scene where, the guy's coming down the stairwell and, Gene Hackman's there. Stop, pulls the gun. That scene, right? Yeah. And I think what's shocking about it is because, he shot him in the back. And I think that's the point, right? It's shocking. It's, what? This character he kind of crosses the line throughout the film. And even at the end of the film, we see that when he accidentally shoots the FBI guy.
No, it was the FBI guy who accused him of murdering somebody by accident. But nowadays, Hayden, you have cops going to jail for throwing coolers at people.
I know. It's a much different time, yes.
And not only that, there was a news story this morning on New Jersey 12. Cop in Connecticut was chasing some bunch of guys on mopeds. They didn't stop. They got to the town limit. This is at night. He lets them go. 1 mile later, the guy on the moped dies. They were trying to press charges on the cop.
Wow.
Yeah. The guy wasn't even following him anymore. 1 mile later. That's what I'm saying. Nowadays, it's
so different. Yeah.
It does not pay.
Yeah.
But I mean, seemingly in this movie, the next day he's back at it. We gotta be following Boca. Here we go. Where's the car? We gotta tail the car.
And here's another thing too. Like this, you've seen how many times a car being torn up looking for drugs. We've seen it so many times in TV series and movies. In this movie, right? It sets the tone for that, right? Because you spend a good sequence of them tearing up this car and then they're not finding anything, and then Roy Scheider is like, what was it weighed in as? And they're like, no, it's in there because the weight's off. We got
200 pounds. Yeah.
We got to keep looking. We got to keep, and they find it. And
all because the manufacturer in the glove compartment box told them what the car should weigh. Which I'm like, really? That's what we're kind of. That was the major clue. I mean, again, if that's real to life, and that's what happened, that's good police work.
And I think that right there is like what they've shown us through this film, is that these guys are tireless in their methods of trying to find it. They are not going to stop at finding what they know is out there. Right or wrong, that's who they are, right? You know, Popeye Doyle is an extremely flawed character, right? You know, he's very, like, he makes impulsive decisions. You know, he doesn't think it through. He's very just impulsive. And
even with the girl on the bike, he picks up. It's
yes,
like, yeah, he saw her. He's like, you know what?
Yeah,
why not?
Yeah,
let her cuff me to the bed. Absolutely.
Yeah, he's just, you know, he's not in his right, you know, even mindset to do this. He's very emotional about the case. You could see it when he talks to the captain. He's screaming at him, "You got to leave us on this case." He's ready to fight the FBI guy. And you could see Roy Scheider is just kind of like trying to just keep the peace, but still have his partner's back, you know, like, I think we've all had a struggle like that, either with a coworker or something, where we could relate to that kind of scenario. I like the dynamic that they had. I thought it was, you know, you got the really just off the edge cop, and then the guy that's trying to keep it in, but he's still in his own right, like nobody to kind of be trifled with. Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, like we said, you get to the end, and he's so driven by this. I know Frog One is in that room, and the FBI guy pops through the door, the adjacent room, and he just opens fire and kills him.
Well, if he sees the gun, that's
sure. I mean, listen,
look, I can get away with that and say that's not as egregious as shooting the guy in the back who's given up.
Yeah,
or trying to run away. But because again, you're so laser focused, your adrenaline's going. Somebody pops out behind a door, and all you see is the gun.
Sure.
I could see that happening. And again, I know we're jumping ahead, and you could tell by the prison sentences that were handed down at the end of the film, because it kind of ends abruptly after that, right? They don't get the bad guy in this movie.
Nope.
Which I think is like the major surprise. It just kind of ends. Boom.
Yep.
And then there's a little montage of some of the players and what they received. And none of it is like, you know, Boca got what? It was like 12 years, but only did like 4 or 3.
And that was his brother, because the other guy was Roy Scheider killed him in
right.
shootout at the end. So the brother got that. Yeah.
The wife got a suspended sentence.
She got yeah, it's a lot of nothing. And so, the actor is the one who looks like he took the fall because he got the most time.
Yeah, and he only got 4 years. It was the most.
Yeah,
you know, he probably, because everybody probably told on him.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Yeah,
you know, I hate to say that, but the person who gets the most time is not the one who did the telling usually.
Yeah,
you know,
and it is funny because you said Frog One, he gets away, and that's not like a norm for like a film like this. It's usually the bad guy is punished at the end. They get their man. That doesn't happen here. He gets away, and the cops get reassigned to a different unit, because how many times are you guys going to keep laying waste in your path trying to enforce the law? So, you know, it's a, I don't know, cautionary tale.
So now, can I say something here?
Yes.
I couldn't help at the end of this movie to think of one movie we saw in the last couple of years. And that was Den of Geeks.
Oh, yes. Okay.
2. Den of Thieves 2. And I thought to myself, if they had applied this plot to that movie, how much better it may have been.
Sure.
Because I think it was a little bit just so over the top with Den of Thieves. The whole conversion, I'm going to be a bad guy now, and you're going to buy this nonsense. And I mean, nobody else is buying this at this point.
Yeah.
And I'm just kind of like, and then they go through this.
Yeah.
I would say it was a mid heist, but it was a mid heist in my opinion.
They did not. Yeah, I mean, they did not execute in Den of Thieves 2. But I agree with you. If they took this story and just adapted this story in that world, yeah, that could have been better. You get instead of LA setting, now you have a New York setting. It still can be international because you have the French, right? I think it was way too international. And it lost a little bit of because LA was a very big part of that first movie. It was almost character in that movie. I didn't know I don't know where they were. It was in, where were they? Was it in France? I don't even remember. Riviera? I don't.
I think it was the Riviera. Yeah.
But I don't know. Yeah. So I agree with you. Yeah. I think that would have been probably a better choice.
But that was just my gut feeling watching that movie. And again, this film is beautifully directed, like you said, and it has a lot of credit to it. And I really like watching Gene Hackman on. In fact, I was going to do a seance tonight and bring him out, but I was like, I don't want to disrespect the guy.
To talk real quick about the actors, Gene Hackman does a really good job in this film. It's young Gene Hackman. And he's imposing, he's physical, and he's believable. As he kind of just brings that kind of all together. I like Gene Hackman, I do, and I like Roy Scheider too. And I think they, as a team, I thought they were really, really good. They played off each other well, and I thought that was a good combination.
When they go into the bar for the second time and they're shaking everybody down to get to the informant in the bathroom.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting there really? I mean, certain areas of Harlem and Bedford-Stuyvesant you just don't go into. I'm like, yeah, no thanks. No thanks. But, look, I'm glad I got to watch this again. But I think I share the same sentiment I had 30 years ago was I just didn't feel it 30 years ago. And I think things have progressed so well or so much in the movies nowadays. And there's been so many pieces of this movie that have been parodied. The chase scene in particular. I mean, Naked Gun, I'm sure, did it.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, like you said, the baby carriage is it's a staple in these chase scenes now.
Yeah.
It just is. But it's I feel like it's not something I need to watch this frequently. I think in long gaps, I think I enjoyed it because I haven't seen this in a while. It's probably been 10, 15 years since I've seen this movie. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it when I rewatched it. But I could see it's not something that you could kind of, I'm going to watch this. I'm going to watch French Connection.
This could be a lot longer too. I think it topped in at 145, 150.
Yeah.
And it could have gone the Den of Thieves route and been 2.5 hours long.
Easily.
And thank God it didn't.
Do you think?
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Do you think that this is something that is remake worthy? Or should it just be left alone? I don't know.
I don't think that it could because of the language that was used, the racial annotations of two white cops walking into a bar full of black associated criminals, possibly, and harassing them, putting them into jail, going around beating up suspects the way that they were, the flimsy way that they got the warrant for the wiretap. Like I said, I don't know that you could. Because let's face it, now you have one bad arrest or you get one cop killed. Mr. Doyle, can you tell me about that incident where you got this person killed?
I mean,
that tears down any credibility he has on the witness stand to conduct an investigation later on.
Yeah, but if you set the movie in 1971, I'm not saying make a modern version of it. I just don't think I agree. You can't do that. You can't make a modern version.
Even if you set it in 1971, fans today would be up in arms about it. Oh my God, it's racist. Oh, they're trying to bring back, you can't do it. I hate to say that, but you just, I don't think you get away with it.
I think it's something that it's on the cusp of. Let's give this a remake. I know it's probably something you don't want to do, just because it's a kind of a classic film. I just don't think you should touch it.
I was almost waiting for the warning that they put on all Disney movies now, saying that this may be triggering to some audiences before you watch it.
See, I didn't have that reaction at all, but I don't know. I mean, it's, I mean, if you go watch Django Unchained, do you need a trigger warning?
There's a difference there, is that, the underdog black guy is the hero in this one, and he's going to get quote unquote whitey.
No, yeah. I
so therefore we're going to give that one a pass. However, but there's some truth to that.
No, there is,
because there's some truth to that.
There is truth to that. There is.
And I'm not saying that there's not a place for both movies. I'm not saying that, because I enjoyed Django Unchained. That scene, because it's so outrageous, where Django is just killing everybody by the banister.
Yes.
He's just blowing everybody.
Yes, that was wild. Yes.
I mean, come on. Nobody's this guy. I mean,
again,
we can't starve him out or burn the house down at this point.
I think we have to be aware that, like, when you watch a movie like The French Connection, you can't be watching it like with delicate, goggles on. Like, this is a hard-nosed, in-your-face movie set in 1971 and in that time frame, in that society. Like, you can't really go in, this is bad.
This is the problem.
Yeah, okay. Some of the stuff is bad. Yeah.
This is the problem.
This is what was portrayed back then.
Everybody gets butthurt today. Everybody wants an opinion. Everybody thinks that their opinion's the best and the only one that counts. And
true.
You got the left and you got the right, and there's rarely a middle. And everybody wants to be a keyboard warrior. And everybody wants to get their jab in.
Yep.
To get their 2 seconds of fame.
Yep.
And that's unfortunate.
Yep.
But I think that that's the society we live in today.
Yeah. No, that's very true. That is very, very true. So would you recommend?
As a one-time watch, yes.
Yeah.
Again, I think I watched the sequel to this, and I think I turned that off halfway through when I watched it years and years and years ago.
I don't think I've ever seen the sequel.
Yeah, I don't.
Guys, because it's not William Friedkin. It's just like,
I think they did it for the paycheck at that point.
Yeah.
Which I don't blame them. I mean,
sure,
an Academy Award-winning movie.
Right.
And the bad guy got away. Doesn't everybody want the bad guy to get caught? We need to get this in production tomorrow. So again, as a one-off, I don't have a problem with it, but
like I said, for me, it's definitely not a got to watch this every year or every 2 years. I need a big gap of time between it, and I did enjoy it. So if you haven't seen it, I do recommend it at least one time. Give it a shot.
Yeah. Hayden, going to the box office.
Oh, box office. We got some big ones here now.
Well, before I say that, you laughed at me a couple weeks ago when we played a specific trailer. Did you see the link I sent you today?
Oh, no, I didn't.
Yeah. Remember the trailer where I sent you?
Yeah.
The Sheep Detective.
Yes. Sheep Detectives.
Earning rave reviews. I sent you the link, and it's a link of just all the reviews of the movie that are coming out. 94% on Rotten Tomatoes. Everybody's saying that this is the movie you got to see, but not for the reason that you. This is the movie you didn't want to see, but it's the movie you have to see. I'm excited to see this.
Yeah.
But I digress, because we got to go through and go through the 4 movies we did pick. Hayden, and it was a contest.
Oh, man.
It was a battle royal. Back and forth, back and forth. I'm going to start you off.
Okay.
Super Mario Galaxy. By the way, for those of you who aren't aware, we do opening box office weekend only, domestic. Hayden and I both come up with a figure, and whoever's closer to the actual retail number. Hayden has been beating the snot out of me for the last couple months. I'm trying to get back the belt, so here we go. Super Mario Galaxy. Hayden said 65. I said 75. Actual retail number, 130 million.
There it is.
Get ready for part 3. The film Michael, which just came out last weekend, earning spotty reviews. It's like some are saying it's good, but it just didn't quite cover his real life. And I said 40 million. Hayden, you said 50 million. Actual retail number. You ready for this one?
Ready.
97.
Yeah.
300 million global.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of people are Michael Jackson fans.
I guess we're going to get a sequel.
Dr. Lou.
Yes. I'm not going to say it, but yes.
Oh, yeah, look. So now you want to say, I caught you.
But this is not 1971. If this was 1971.
We were back in 99 or 2000. You could have said that.
It's different. It's a different day and age. That's what I've been saying.
So we're tied 1-1. Here we go. Lee Cronin's The Mummy. Hayden, you said 11 million. And again, this movie got kind of spotty reviews. Some people said the horror was real good, but the story. And I said 13 million. Actual retail number, 13.5. I'm up 2-1.
Like right on the money with that one.
Oh, let me tell you, Hayden. Here we go. That left us with one film left. Can I hold on for one more? Faces of Death.
Oh, God, Faces of Death, yeah.
Which is already probably on VHS. It might be on VHS by now.
It's in that big bin at Walmart when you
This is very true. It could be. I'm going to go look after I get done here. I said 5 million. You said 3. Actual retail number. Hayden, you pulled it out. 1.7.
Wow, it made that much.
I have to say it didn't make. I couldn't believe it didn't even cross 2 million. I was like looking at the number, like I gotta Google that again because I was like, that's terrible.
Oh man.
So Hayden, you held on.
Oh,
I'd like to give you an opportunity to escape. We're going 3 movies.
3 movies. Let's go.
3 movies 2 weeks from now. And we're gonna start off with The Devil Wears Prada 2.
Oh God.
Opening this weekend. Big hype for this one.
Yeah, this is
big hype for this one. I gotta be honest. Emily Blunt looks still terrific at her age.
Yes.
Anne Hathaway still looks terrific at her age.
Yeah. Devil Wears Prada 2. Just looking at the budget. $100 million budget.
And most of that's gotta be the stars and the location and the outfits, right? I mean,
let's go 40.
That was probably the number I was thinking. That being said, I gotta go higher.
Okay.
And I think this is a big one that a lot of females want to go see. I gotta go 42.
Okay.
I hate to do that to you, but basically we're playing the over-under game with that one. Let's see what happens here.
Yeah.
Second movie up on our Rolodex is Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat 2.
Yes, Mortal Kombat 2. So I'll start us off on this one. I think there's a lot of buzz for people who are fans of the video game and the previous movie. I know I got one guy at work who's just all about this movie. He won't shut up about it.
Really?
Yeah. Mortal Kombat. I'm like, dude, my head hurts. Go away.
Huh.
And I love the guy, but he's a great guy. But I'm just like, no offense. What was the budget, Hayden?
I can't find the budget. But, I mean, Carl Urban as Johnny Cage, that's not
Cody Rhodes, right? Guile, is that right?
No,
that's Street Fighter, right? Yeah.
I guess I'm assuming a lot of these actors are returning in their roles from the previous film, that which I hadn't seen because that came out in like COVID, and I think it was right to. Or no, I guess it did have a theatrical release. The first one had a $55 million budget, box office 84.4, but that was during COVID, and I think it was right to HBO.
And that was the entire run global. I'm sure.
Yeah, that's the global one. Yeah.
I can go first here. I think I'm going to play this down the middle. Are there still enough nerds and geeks out there who are willing to go see this? I don't think it comes out this weekend. I think it comes out next weekend, right?
May 8th.
Yeah,
so next weekend.
I'm going to go 18.
18.
I'm
assuming this is rated R. It has to be rated R. 18's a good guess.
I had another number first. I'll show you right after this, but
I'm gonna go 20. I'm gonna go 20.
Hayden, the first number I thought it was 21, so you might not be far off with that.
Okay.
But you know what's holding me up is the cost that's going to the theaters nowadays.
Man, it's expensive.
And this isn't really a date movie. And
I feel
there
like
enough nerds that are going to go sit through this that are going to be like.
And you're gonna get it on HBO in like a couple months anyway.
I think Send Help hits next week, right? On Hulu.
Does it?
Because I've been waiting on that movie because I really want to see it.
Yeah, I've been wanting to see that. But yeah, if it's going to be on Hulu, great.
Hayden, to finish out the trifecta, and you get the choice whether you want to go first or defer. The Sheep Detective.
Listen. You take this one, and I'll bring up the rear. Pause.
Look, I don't want to take the rear, Hayden. Jeez. I had a scenario for this, if you had gone first. And the scenario was, let's go over anything you say. That was the scenario. That being said, I know this isn't a cartoon. I know it's not Mario. But could this pull at least? And I think it could. I got to say 60 million.
60.
Which is a huge number, by the way. You can see where I left it. Basically, you go under. You got a real good shot here. Because this could make 12.
Right.
It could.
Right.
But I think the positive press with this, I think Hugh Jackman. And like I said, watching the trailer for this, it's so hilariously stupid. Everybody loves a good mystery. I'm on board. Like I said, I'm drinking the Kool-Aid.
All right. 50. I'm going to go.
I said 60, but 60, by the way.
Oh, you said 60. Yeah. Okay. 60.
Am I hyping this too much?
I'm going to go 50. I don't know. Listen, this thing could be like 100, and it'll appeal to kids. It'll appeal to adults because of the mystery, and people like Hugh Jackman. He's probably not in it much.
They probably gave him an executive producer role.
Sure, yeah.
Probably earning a percentage.
Yeah,
from the total box office on it.
Yeah,
he's probably in the movie, like you said, 10, 15 minutes at the max. You're probably not off on that. Hayden, we got our numbers. You retain the title for 2 more weeks.
What do we have coming up? What's on deck?
Geez. Let me see. I got my handy guide here. Piranha 2. Ooh. The Electric Boogaloo.
Yes.
What made us want to skip Piranha? What?
Right, we're going right to the second one.
I know it's James Cameron, but that's
We're going right to Piranha 2. All right,
the one that inspired Terminator. Yep.
So thank you for joining us, everybody. We appreciate taking the time to listen to us go back and forth on The French Connection and box office. We will be back in 2 weeks with Piranha 2. Please join us. We're coming right back with some funny and weird news stories. So hang out. We'll see you in a few. Thanks for joining.